So thank you for being here. Good morning. We are going to have a presentation from Professor Scott Ferguson on entrepreneurship, and I will just turn it over to him. You are in for a really nice treat.
Thank you for joining us. So the purpose of this presentation is to really express the opportunities that are available at SUNY Cobleskill for anyone that is interested in pursuing entrepreneurship or owning their own business, regardless of their major. Our campus does have an entrepreneurship minor, but as you'll see from this, there's lots of opportunities for people to pursue different avenues that they're interested in. I'm Professor Ferguson. I teach in business and management. I also am the executive director of the Institute for Rural Vitality here at SUNY Cobleskill. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I also am a consultant. So that gives you a little bit of background about me. I've been here since 2008, so I'm finishing up my 13th year. Finishing up my 12th year. We'll be starting my 13th year. Okay. So we're going to jump right in, and basically, many people list owning their own business as one of their desires in life. In this particular study, 62% of Americans want to make their dream of owning a business a reality. And when the study was done in 2018, I believe it was 14% said it was realistic for them to accomplish that. And if you look at other studies, this number goes up as you look at people that are younger in age. In other words, younger people have a higher expectation of working for themselves. So for most of the traditional students going to school, entrepreneurship is definitely something that has an interest to them. A few more statistics about small businesses. 30.2 small businesses exist in the United States. They are a critical component of U.S. employment and the U.S. economy. About half of all people in the U.S. actually are employed by a small business. And small businesses are generally the job creation engine for the U.S. economy. Historically, small business job creation is what's driven us out of or led us out of recessions in the US. And if you look at some of the statistics on this slide, that has definitely continued to be true in that they create far more jobs than any other segment of the economy. So why SUNY Cobleskill is the question. And the answer is we can help prepare you to become an entrepreneur or run your own business. And what I'm going to do is share some of the things that we can offer to the person who wants to be an entrepreneur. So some of the resources and experiences that we can give to students. The first that I want to talk about is the Institute itself. The Institute is basically our approach to creating learning laboratories and connecting the community with academics. There's studies that get done through the Institute, there's fellowships, there's class projects, there's specific assignments and initiatives that occur that students are engaged in. So this is an opportunity for students to augment their academic learning, if you will, through the experiences available in the Institute. Second, I wanted to point out some of the things that we have here on our campus. In the middle of this slide, you'll see Schoharie Fresh. That's basically an online marketplace for ag and local products. So other entrepreneurs, we create a marketplace for them to sell their products. We have the Mohawk Valley Farm and Food Business Incubator. This is a New York State, an official New York State incubator. So we have funds available to help people explore their business ideas and get assistance in turning those into a business plan and working on making them reality. We have the Rolling Hills Bistro here on campus, which is basically a cafe. And that gives an opportunity for tastings. It gives an opportunity for service of food items, things like that. We have the Carriage House and Cafe and General Store. And this is run by students. The Rolling Hills Bistro is also run by students. They're the ones that put on the meals that go on in there through culinary classes and those kinds of experiences. And in the Carriage House, we basically do test marketing, tastings for new products that entrepreneurs might want to have tested. We'll do tastings for them. We do market surveying of distributors and consumers. So this is kind of a retail establishment that students can get involved in to see how products get trialed and that sort of stuff. And then we have a partnership with CADE, which is the Center for Agricultural Development and Entrepreneurship. And we work very closely with them for providing economic and professional services and advice to entrepreneurs throughout the Mohawk Valley region, which is several counties. Then we get to academics. We have very broad course options for individuals to pursue their specific entrepreneurial interests. I've only listed a few here, and I've only listed them from the food science, business, agribusiness perspective. But you'll see things on here like consumer behavior, cider, mead, and other beverages, retail courses for people to learn how retail operations function, distilled beverages, dairy processing technology, e-marketing, food production, fundamentals of entrepreneurship, international marketing, niche marketing, and agritourism. Virtually almost any topic that somebody wants to pursue for their entrepreneurial opportunities, we have academics that can help them build their knowledge base and skill base so that they're prepared for that endeavor. We also have professors that can guide and mentor in that process. Sophie Ano is the NAMA advisor, and they participate in a competition, which I'm going to share here in a moment. She also runs the Ag Retail course that helps students run the Carriage House and get oriented into retail. Dave Campbell is a chef and is going to be in the distillery space. Joanne Chloe is also a chef, and she's in the baking space. I am in the business and management space, and I'm an entrepreneur for 26 years now. I still own and operate my first business that I purchased, and it's a successful business that we've had for 26 years. I've owned as many as 5 businesses at the same time, and I've done startups, I've done franchises, and purchased and sold businesses. So I bring a lot of practical knowledge. Paul Giametti owns his own CPA firm. Charles Moran is a certified financial planner and has run financial planning organizations. Katrina Pearl she has her own real estate and property management business. Patricia Piatov, she does marketing for the Red Cross. Stephen Weir is a professional out of the finance industry and is able to bring that expertise to our students. Dave Ionesco is a chef and a brewer. So there's lots of expertise that's here that you will have regular contact with, because our school is established, our academic model is established on professor interaction. There are very, very few TAs in our campus environment. Most of the interaction that occurs with students is directly with the faculty member. So there's very strong relationships that get built there and are available for students to be able to learn from the faculty members. So why Cobleskill? There's broad resources available. This is some of the examples that I just went through, all focused on entrepreneurship. And that's a great offering that we have all in one place for the next entrepreneur. We have shared use spaces. These are available for product and process development. And I've listed a few here. Certified kitchens, so people can actually create recipes, and the kitchens are certified for food preparation. In the picture here is the Dairy Processing Center. So this basically enables processing of raw milk into a wide variety of products that people can develop new products from, or flavors and recipes and that sort of stuff. And this is on our campus and available and operating. We have food packaging equipment so that students can actually explore how we would package to deliver the product. We have brewing equipment on its way. We have distilling equipment on its way. So we have a number of processing centers, if you will, that are shared use that students can have access to develop their business and their processes while they're a student. There's other unique things that happen here on campus, and these are some examples. We are into alternative energy. The picture on the right basically takes waste and turns it into a renewable energy source. And the picture on the bottom is we practice what we preach. So we have LEED certified buildings, and we have solar panels on fields and on building tops and over parking lots. So there's the opportunity to explore other avenues that might be an entrepreneur's interest. The image on the right is actually a prototype of the piece of equipment that we are now building for production for California Fire. And the image on the left, we have our own greenhouses. So the possibilities are virtually endless for someone to be able to pursue their entrepreneurial interests here at SUNY Cobleskill. We have extracurricular activities that will continue to expand an entrepreneur's horizons and abilities. So I want to talk about a few of these directly. The NAMA marketing competition I alluded to earlier. In this competition, they basically pick a product that they develop, not physically, but the components of it, to be able to actually have a marketing plan developed so that the competition is about your marketing plan and the product that you've chosen and taking that to the marketplace. And that has also engaged other campuses that are in other places of the world as well. So this is, we are continuing to expand that opportunity for students. And then here on the right side is the New York Business Plan competition. And the New York Business Plan competition is one of the biggest in the country. They give money away, and they have finance organizations. They have official incubators where they offer you a seat, and they have overhead staff to help you really launch your idea. And we have been taking the business plan competition started in 2010, I believe, and we've been taking people there for, I think, 7 or 8 years now. We have, it starts with regional competitions. We have won in multiple categories at least 6 times, 6 different years. And sometimes that was more than one winner because they were in different categories. We've had at the state level, you win the region level and then you go to the state. At the state level, we've had 2 special consideration winners, and we've had 1 second place in their category and 1 third place in their category. This is a great opportunity. They give away $50,000 for different categories, and total prize values are really astronomical. One of my students that won the second place, he actually got some of the awards enabled him to do his branding, his logo, his marketing development. So these are real awards that are given out for students to move their business and entrepreneurial endeavors forward. There's the Free Enterprise Marathon that we've participated in at SUNY Plattsburgh, and that's basically a 1-day innovation. It's more like 5 or 6 hours that you're given a problem and you have to solve it, and it's a real business. So a real business comes in, explains the situation to you, and you have a small team, no more than 5 people. You go to your own private room and you have to stay within the guidelines that they gave you, the constraints, and you bring back your solution and you present it to the group. We've been there a few years and we have won 1 second place award there. We have a number of business related clubs on campus, the Ag Business Club, the Logos Club, the Pastry Club, and the Business Careers Club. Plus there's 41 other clubs available. So if someone's entrepreneurial interests are in a specific area, there's probably some sort of extracurricular activity on campus for them to engage in their interest. So why Cobleskill? We provide an abundance of opportunity that are low risk through learning laboratories and experiential learning for students. In other words, they can practice while they're here in school and not have the risk of losing a business or going bankrupt, because they can get these exposures that actually help them to learn these skills in a low risk environment because it's an education environment. So this slide basically shows the difference between what people think is required of a business person and what is required of a business person. This particular slide looks at personality traits. On the left, you'll see that personality traits that people think are important to start a business are hardworking, persistence, risk-taking, creativity, and ambitiousness, and that's in rank order. The top 5 actual traits that are important according to small business owners are being hardworking, having self-confidence, being intelligent, being persistent, and being friendly. This next slide, again, shows you some of the contrast of beliefs and realities. 1/3 of owners say that it's harder, small business owners say that it's harder than they initially anticipated to actually run their own small business. And in an average week, they work more than the rest of the public works. In this particular study, it was 48 hours a week compared to 43 hours per week in a public environment. And the reasons for starting businesses, again, when you poll the public versus looking at true business owners, the expectations from the general public is to be in charge of their own destiny, find financial independence, have flexible working, find more satisfaction, and make more money. The reality is, yes, you're going to be in charge of your own destiny. You're going to have a lot of flexibility in your working. You will be able to be financially independent. In other words, not dependent on someone else for your financial success. You will have more satisfaction, and you will be able to have a work-life balance. And in general, most of the time you get to set that work-life balance. What are the points of these slides? Why COBOL? You'll actually learn what it takes to be successful. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You're going to learn all of them so that you're fully prepared to actually be an entrepreneur and a small business owner. The good news, 62% of small business owners say that being their own boss is more satisfying than they actually expected. In other words, it's better than they thought it would be. Next point of good news, millennials report the highest level of satisfaction. If you remember back when I started, younger individuals tend to have a higher expectation of having their own business at some point. So the fact that younger actual business owners have higher levels of satisfaction running their own business is actually a reinforcing factor. 2/3 of small business owners anticipate that this survey was done in 2017, I think, anticipated that their next year was going to be better than their current year. And 22% forecast much better results over time. So again, good news that business owners are positive in their future outlook. So why SUNY COBOL? I would propose to you that it's an opportunity for you to make your dream of being an entrepreneur or a small business owner a reality. We have all of the tools, all of the concepts, all of the skills and learning, and incredible resources available to help students engage in their desire to be an entrepreneur while they're a student. And that's an unusual environment that we provide. Here are some sources if people want to look up some of the things that I talked about. And now I wanted to take any questions that anybody had in regards to SUNY COBOL and specifically about us helping students grow, sustain, and renew their desires to be an entrepreneur and to be successful at it. Thank you for the opportunity to spend a few minutes with you and give you an overview of what SUNY COBOL has to offer entrepreneurs and the next generation of small business owners in the U.S. Stacy, do you have any questions?
So this was very interesting. One of the reasons why my son picked this school and what my husband and I found so impressive was all of the entrepreneurship and how the school, whatever they do, they reinvest back into the school, like, selling of their food products, doing, they were talking about selling to local businesses and things of that nature, which is extremely impressive. And we also like the idea that they're investing back into the school.
Right.
My son is looking to go, well, he enrolled. He accepted and all for landscape contracting. So he's going to be selling goods, which a lot of this goes, is for. But for the most part, he still needs to market himself. He's still selling a service. So am I wrong in thinking that I should, that he should probably do it as a minor if like there's still enough classes that he could take to speak? Do I sound?
Yes, you're not wrong about that. In the entrepreneurship class, in the years that I've taught it, I've had at least one landscaping major in every entrepreneurship class.
Okay.
And the way they were approaching their business had been different based on the person's individual desires. Some of them wanted to stay more in the design space. Some of them wanted to actually be more in the plantscaping, if you will. And others wanted to have the service aspect of, we want to have contracts for your maintaining your landscape, and we want to offer you services for beautification. So each of them have had different approaches, and the ability for and applicability for what we have to offer for your son in that major would definitely be very relevant.
Okay, good. That's what I had thought.
Yeah.
Do you know for a minor, is it 15 credits?
The entrepreneurship minor is 15 credits. Yes.
15. Okay.
What's the major going to be? Landscape management, right?
Landscape contracting. Yes.
4 years.
Yes.
Okay. So, what your son is going to want to do then is make sure that you use the elective opportunities in the program they're majoring in, minor courses.
Okay.
And as long as they do that, it doesn't take any longer to get their degree. They're just filling in their electives with courses to get what they want. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely.
And the thing that your son will want to do is make sure that they really talk to an academic advisor about that, because there are certain order of courses they'll have to take.
Okay.
Okay.
We met with his advisor the other day, and so we did talk about this. He had suggested, just like you did, as his, doing it, starting off as his electives, but we didn't necessarily need to declare it until probably his sophomore year.
Yeah, you don't need to declare it. What it will do, though, is if he fills out the form to declare it, what it will do is it will track it for him inside of his degree works. So
okay.
What he's accomplishing and what's still left. So that's the positive of officially declaring it sooner, because then the system that he goes into regularly to plan his courses and look at his grades and all of that sort of stuff will have that record in there for him so he can plan accordingly.
Can the academics be added to the Diesel 2-year program?
Yes, but you're going to have to be really aggressive. Okay. The entrepreneurship class is an upper level class where you actually build your business plan, which means you have 2 years to get to that point. So your first 3 semesters, you're going to have to take some classes that might be prerequisites for you to be able to take some of those upper level classes. Okay. There's nothing that says you can't do it. It's just going to take a bit of planning on your part, working with your academic advisor and being selective about what courses you really want to put yourself into, and making sure that you schedule that out in a way that works. You might be able to achieve the minor. That might be a little too aggressive, but you definitely can take some of the courses that will help you be established and grounded in starting your own business.
Okay.
So would he's going for fishery management?
Yep.
But my other son, he's interested in the program, the training with the canines.
Yep.
So with that, would he be able to do like the canine training and then have
Yes.
this? Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yes. Minors are offered across the entire campus. You just
Wow.
plan them academically appropriately so that you don't wait till the end, because then you might not be able to accomplish all the coursework that's required.
Okay.
They're generally about 15 credits, and the entrepreneurship one is 15 credits.
Oh, okay.
And I have not had a canine. That's not true. I have had a canine major on the last entrepreneurship class I taught. And his business plan was about creating a new pet supply company.
Oh, interesting.
And I've had a few fish and wildlife students that have participated in the entrepreneurship course. One of them wanted to raise tropical fish for sale to the pet stores. Another wanted to raise fish for the food marketplace.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's awesome.
And that was actually a really good business plan that they built. They found a place for sale in northern Florida and built a plan on top of buying that, so that it was very realistic of their ability to accomplish it, what the property needed, what already.
Wow. Yeah.
Who that the current owner of it was already connected with from retail establishments that they could maybe continue to pursue those relationships, etc.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes. Any other questions? Great questions. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for doing this.
You're very welcome. And I hope that your experience with SUNY Cobleskill as well. And I look forward to meeting your son and Mr. Brownsey in Warner Hall. That's where my office is, or around campus. I'm around quite a bit. So thank you.
Okay.